Alright, so this is what your roof level should look like. It should have all of the windows located in the same pattern that we had on the first floor so that those windows and doors align, and then we want to relabel those windows window type D. Now let's go ahead and look at our sheets that have been pre-set up for you. So we're going to double click on the first floor plan and we're going to look for a couple of things. First of all, make sure that your entire plan is within your crop region. And then we're going to turn off your crop region. To turn off the crop region, you can double click inside the crop region area, which will activate your view. And then down here, you want to hide your crop region. Now we can double click outside of the view, and we now have that view set up on our sheet without the viewport showing. On this sheet, I'd like to add our door and window schedule. So we're going to create a door and window schedule by going up to the View tab. I want to create a schedule, and I want the first schedule to be a window schedule. And in that window schedule, I want a count of windows. I would like a family and type, and we can also put in a type mark. Okay, and then under the sorting and grouping, I want to sort by the type mark, and I do not want the windows itemized for every instance. So it's going to group and give me a quantity of windows based on the type mark. So I have window type A, I've got 2 of them. Window type B, I have 3, C1, D3, and it put it in alphabetical order. I think I might like to switch these 2 column positions, so I can go back into edit the fields, and I can move the type mark up. So now I have the type mark showing first how many we have, and then what kind of window and size that we're dealing with. You can make adjustments to these columns so they take up a little bit less space. Now we can drag and drop that window schedule onto our floor plan. So I have to have the floor plan current and active. I'm going to scroll up to where I have schedules and quantities, and you see I have a plus sign next to that, and then our window schedule we just created is there. If I click on that, hold down my left button on my mouse and drag, I can place the window schedule on the sheet, and then I can make adjustments if I need to column widths here as well by grabbing the column widths. And I do want to make that so that it didn't use a double space in order to write out all of these descriptions under family and type. I think that looks better. Now I'm going to do the same thing but with doors. So I'm going to go back up to the View tab, select the Schedule Quantities. We'll go ahead and save the project. And from the list I want to pick doors. And for doors I want not the type mark but the mark. And I want the family and type, and that will do it. So I don't need to do any kind of sorting or grouping. I guess I do want to sort these by mark in ascending order, but I do want to itemize every instance. So there's our doors, our 4 doors, and there are our door types and widths. So I want to now go back to the first floor plan and drag and drop that door schedule onto the sheet. Perfect. So now we have our door and window schedule. Now let's look at our elevations. So if we double click on our elevations, if you've drawn your building so that it was more or less centered on that rectangular space, then your elevations should look like mine. If, however, you have a situation where your elevations have been cut off in any way, like this, I'll give you that example, it would look like this, and it's not showing one portion of the building. What you would need to do is double click on that view to activate it, turn on your crop region, make adjustments to the crop region so it includes the entire elevation, and then turn off your crop region and then double click outside of that view to deactivate the view. Alright, the only other thing we're going to do is add some pitch information to these two roofs because we have been given the overall heights here, so we just need to add pitch information to the roofs, and I think we're ready to complete this assignment. So I'm going to double click on the view that I can see the roof pitches, and if we go under annotate, we have a spot slope tool, and as a default it uses an arrow, which an arrow looks like this. But we typically like to use triangles when we do the spot slopes, so I'm going to use the triangle instead. I'm going to click on the roof that I want to identify the slope of, and you can see that I can go in either direction. I want to click to the top, and I'm going to do the same thing for the other porch roof so that we can see those pitches. Once I'm done completing that, I can double click outside of the view and then go into the other view that we see the pitches and do the exact same thing. Good. Go ahead and save this in your folder, and you've completed the camp project.